This segment brought to you by SureCrop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Now Kyle Bauer and Risa DeMasi are talking cover crops and other seeds that the American Seed Trade Association helps promote.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer visiting with Risa DeMasi. Risa is from Oregon, but she works with the American Seed Trade Association. Let's start, Risa, with what the American Seed Trade Association is.
The American Seed Trade Association covers everything that starts with a seed, and everything really does start with a seed. We handle everything from alfalfa to zucchinis and all types of breeding techniques, from organics to conventional to all the new innovations that are coming out.
You would think, though, that with that wide of a range, they wouldn't have a zucchini breeder, if you will, wouldn't have a lot in common with an alfalfa breeder, but that's not true.
That's absolutely not true. We have a lot of shared values. Quality seed is incredibly important, as farmers know very well. They have enough that comes at them and that they have to manage. The last thing they need is having to manage, low quality seed with a low germ, or, maybe some weeds that might be in there. But, quality seed and making new tools available, that's what we're all about.
One of the new areas is an area that your particular company works with, cover crops.
Cover crops is very exciting. I think that, we're coming into an era of precision cover crops. It's not just cereal rye anymore. We've got new products out there that are highly effective. Some of these cover crops are like the Swiss Army knives of plants. They do so many beneficial things.
I hear them referred to as a cocktail. Can you explain that just a bit?
Well, there are a lot of cocktail mixes being recommended, and what they're doing is they're picking and choosing some of those highly effective products and putting them together to meet the specific needs that the farmer has. Once he's identified the goals, whether it's weed suppression, nutrient management, nematode control, we've got products that fit all of those needs, and some of them work wonderfully together.
And literally, it could vary from across the road. One farmer may want his cocktail to be X and another one Y.
It depends on, again, what their goals are. And I think if they can identify the top three, they have so many choices to choose from. And it depends on their soil type. And we talk about the ABCs of cover crops. They need to be affordable, they need to be beneficial, and they have to be complementary to the cropping cycle that they're in, the soil type that they're in, and the management style that they're willing to provide.
We've used turnips for cattle feed for a number of years, and so that one isn't so new. But truly, when you look at these cocktails, a lot of that were plants that we hadn't considered on farms, certainly in my lifetime.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of new species that are going to come out, and there's an educational process to help them understand how those fit their cycles and their management styles and whatever the needs that they have are. One of the new ones is like a very cold tolerant Balanza clover called Fixation. And not only does it do a fantastic job at producing nitrogen in the soil, it's really good at providing pollinators with their forage needs and livestock with their needs as well.
You mentioned pollinators, and certainly that is one thing as farmers we're asked to start to try to manage for.
There are 400 million acres of pastures in the U.S. What a great opportunity that we have to make a big difference and an impact on that pollinator health and their migration pattern. If you look at where those acres are in the U.S., they're right up and down that corridor where they're migrating. And these products that are beneficial to them are also beneficial to the soil, beneficial to livestock, beneficial to the farmer's bottom line, because they're highly efficient at what they do. You don't need very much, and a little bit goes a long way.
We're visiting with Risa DeMasi. She is with the American Seed Trade Association. Back to you, Jamie.
Thanks, Kyle. Come back after the break for this week's Kansas Farm Bureau update.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.